Fireteam Bravo has always been, about the U.S. Navy SEALs. It's always been a really sort of close-up personal look about the SEALs on their operations. So with Fireteam Bravo 3, we've just extended that a little bit more. I think we've kept true to the franchise. We wanted the gameplay experience to be the same that all those fans love. But we wanted to add a little bit more depth to the characters of these SEALs. We wanted to tell a bit of a broader story, and we wanted to get right down into the trenches with these guys. So you won't see any sort of HQ voice from the sky commanding you where to go in this game. It's all discovery, and it's all told through these through our tremendous amount of cinematic sequences that play in the game. We decided to put a lot of effort into the cinematic experience of the game, and we really wanted to tell the story of the SEALs in it. So we spent a lot of time doing motion capture. We had 7 actors, I think, on the set for about 2 weeks doing a tremendous amount of motion capture. And then we used a new camera technology where you play the scene back after it's been captured and take this camera, and then you actually motion capture the camera. So it gives you this really nice cinematic, very Hollywood Steadicam feel. We've done a lot of work to sort of bring the Fireteam Bravo franchise to the level of basically a console title on the PSP. Primarily, I think what we do is great graphics. That's one of our hallmarks. So we're using a 3rd-generation graphics engine right now that we've used for a couple of games before, and we're just pushing as many sort of textures and polys on the PSP as we possibly can, giving the highest quality visual experience for the user. The game is huge as well. We're packing as much onto a UMD or onto that downloadable content for you as we possibly can. It's a very, very large scope game, as big as anything that you would buy for a console. So Fireteam Bravo 3 is a bit of an evolution of the series. I guess a little bit different from Fireteam Bravo 2 in that we've added the extra 2 members of the SEAL squad. So in 2, you always had the 1 SEAL kind of tagging along with you. In Fireteam Bravo 3 now you've got full command of a squad of 4 SEAls, with the player being one of those. But the biggest evolution, I think, for the franchise and for this game is the 4-player co-op, which is available in infrastructure and in ad hoc. We still maintain the 16-player multiplayer in both of those modes as well, but now this co-op game gives you the opportunity to play with 3 of your friends, all the campaign missions, the whole single-player campaign, as well as all of our custom missions. I don't know if it was a stated purpose, but we certainly made more weapons in this game than we've ever made in a SOCOM game before. There's about 70 weapons and attachments in the game. We have 4 attachment slots on the weapons now, which is an upgrade from Fireteam Bravo 2, so you can really customize your weapons. We have a few special weapons that are sort of SOCOM SOP mod specific weapons that SEALs actually use in the field. You can select those. We also have character customization for online play, so you've got a whole part system where you can swap out all the different characters in the game, and basically I couldn't even begin to tell you how many characters you can play in multiplayer, but there's tons there. With ftb3, we really wanted to make it accessible to a whole bunch of new users. So it's a very easy to pick up and play game, but we have a responsibility with this franchise to make sure that the hardcores are getting the kind of depth that they want. So it's a difficult challenge constantly trying to balance those 2 things, but I think we've managed to make it so that any user that wants to pick up the game and, again, run and gun or learn some of the tactical bits of it can do that. They're going to get a great standalone game experience without having knowledge of any of the previous games in the franchise. But for the hardcores, we're bringing back characters that they know, we're bringing back the control mechanics that they love, and there's lots in the game for everybody. When we're designing the control system for this game, very difficult because there's a lot of functionality and we have a limited amount of controls to work with. So we've spent months and months tuning the controls, and Fireteam Bravo 2 has a target lock system, and we decided to be faithful to that and go with the target lock system, which works really, really well for the gameplay. It's very smooth. It's very empowering to the player because you're always going to be able to do what you want to do, and we wanted to make the controls something that the player doesn't have to think about particularly, but also include that depth in the control scheme. So it's basically, try to figure out how to map everything onto the buttons that we have and then tune for months and months and months. So it's SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo 3, and the game will be available this winter.